Nun ja, ich habe die Wahl, auf das Spiel an sich zu hören, auf den Bildschirm, auf die Bildschirmaufforderung oder auf ihn zu hören. Was davon ist jetzt besser? Ich muss in beiden Fällen blind irgendwelchen Befehlen gehorchen. Ich tue einfach mal nichts. Also, nichts im Sinne von nichts drücken, was die Aufforderung von mir möchte. Und verkrieche mich in meine Ecke. Na? Na komm schon. Ich kann ja auch nichts anderes tun. Ich wette, wenn jetzt die Tür aufgeht, sind wir einfach wieder im Büro. Und alles geht von vorn los. Er hat ja schon mal sowas nach dem Motto gesagt. Jetzt ist eine Viertelstunde vergangen, über eine Viertelstunde. Das könnte sogar in etwa hinhauen. Hallo? Komm schon. Tu was, Spiel. Ich bin in so einer Zwickmühle. Wenn ich das jetzt allein spielen würde, also ohne das Let's Play dazu, würde ich wahrscheinlich wirklich einfach stehen bleiben. Die Sache ist, ich möchte jetzt nicht einfach unnötige Zeit vergeuden, auf die Gefahren, dass dann entweder nichts passiert oder das einfach so lange braucht, dass es einfach stinklangweilig wird. Und hier ist wieder der I Hate Mondays Becher. Ach, und das ist ein Bleistiftanspritzer, das ist mir bisher noch gar nicht bewusst geworden. Das ist ja cool. Ich glaube, die kennt man heute gar nicht mehr. Oder? Habe ich nie wieder in irgendwelchen Büros gesehen, sonst standen die mal in irgendwelchen öffentlichen Behörden und so weiter. Hallo. Wenn man sich wenigstens setzen könnte. Ich drücke jetzt mal wieder irgendwelche Knöpfe. Aber das wird ja wieder nichts bringen. Ja, jetzt haben wir uns einmal komplett den ganzen Raum angesehen. Wobei, nein, den Boden. Der Boden macht's bestimmt aus. Okay, doch nicht. Na komm schon, Spiel. Gib mir irgendein Feedback. Ach, wisst ihr was?
I suppose I can't. Not in the way I want him to. But I don't make the rules. I simply play to my intended purpose, the same as Stanley. We're not so different, I suppose. I'll try once more to convey all this to him. I'm compelled to. I must. Perhaps, well, maybe this time he'll see. Maybe this time. And I tried again, and Stanley pushed a button. And I tried again, and Stanley pushed a button. And I
Ich hab's ja fast vermutet. Und hier sind wir wieder. Alles auf Anfang.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Gut, diesmal gehe ich ein bisschen schneller hier durch. Und ich werde wieder den rechten Weg nehmen.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left. This was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it. Wow. Yes, this room. What a beautiful room. What a gorgeous, gorgeous room. Thank goodness Stanley had taken this detour on his way to the meeting room. Life without having experienced this room was now too horrible even to consider.
Ein toller Raum.
Yes, really, really worth it being here in the room. A room so utterly captivating that even though all your co-workers have mysteriously vanished, here you sit looking at these chairs and some paintings. Really worth it.
Mhm. Coffee
At this
nut.
point, Stanley's obsession with this room bordered on creepy and reflected poorly on his overall personality. It's possible that this is why everyone left.
Bester Dad.
Stanley sat around waiting for more dialogue, but when a long time had passed and there was no more, he decided that the game was trying to send him a message.
Ob ich diesmal noch länger hier drin bleibe? Aber ich glaube, das wird nicht viel Veränderung bringen. Oh, gegen den Türrahmen gelaufen.
But at last, he'd had enough of the amazing room and took the first open door on his left to get back to business. Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago. Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here. I'm not your enemy, really, I'm not. I realize that investing your trust in someone else can be difficult, but the fact is that the story has been about nothing but you all this time. There's someone you've been neglecting, Stanley. Someone you've forgotten about. Please, stop trying to make every decision by yourself. Now, I'm not asking for me, I'm asking for her.
Ich
This is
bin...
it, Stanley. Your chance to redeem yourself. To put your work aside. To let her back into your life. She's been waiting.
Ich bin ehrlich gesagt etwas unschlüssig, was das halt heißen soll, weil einerseits soll ich auf ihn hören, wie gesagt, und andererseits nicht auf das, was mir sonst immer gesagt wird, aber am Ende des Tages kommt es doch beim Gleichen raus. Ich soll mir hier von irgendjemandem irgendwas vorgaukeln lassen. Und hier sind wir wieder.
That's her, Stanley. You need to be the one to do this. Oh, no, you can't. Did you just unplug the phone? No, that wasn't supposed to be a choice. How did you do that? You actually chose incorrectly? I didn't even know that was possible. Let me double check. No, it's definitely here, clear as day. Stanley picks up the phone. He's taken to his apartment where he finds his wife, and the two pledge themselves to one another. Music comes in, fade to white, roll credits. Not picking up the phone is actually somehow an incorrect course of action. How is that even possible? None of these decisions were supposed to mean anything. I don't understand. How on earth are you making meaningful choices? What did you... Wait a second. Did I just see... No, that's not possible. I can't believe it. How had I not noticed it sooner? You're not Stanley. You're a real person. I can't believe I was so mistaken. This is why you've been able to make correct and incorrect choices. And to think I've been letting you run around in this game for so long. If you'd made any more wrong choices, you might have negated it entirely. It's as though you completely ignored even the most basic safety protocol for real-world decision-making. Or did you not grasp the severity of the situation? Well, I won't have that kind of risk on my watch. I'm going to stop the game for a moment so we can educate you properly on safe decision-making in the real world. Please observe this helpful instructional video.
Choice. It's the best part of being a real person. But if used incorrectly, can also be the most dangerous. For example, in this scenario, a hypothetical real person named Stephen has a choice. He could spend years helping improve the quality of life for citizens of impoverished third world nations. Or he could systematically set fire to every orphan living in a 30-kilometer radius of his house. Which choice would you make? Remember that unlike here, the real world makes sense, and at no time should you make a choice that does not conform to rational logic. If you find yourself speaking with a person who does not make sense, in all likelihood, that person is not real. Allow the person to finish their thought, then provide an excuse why you cannot continue talking. Turn to a partner and practice saying, "My goodness, is it 4:30? I'm supposed to be having a back, sack, and crack." Excellent. Making choices on a regular basis is the best part to a healthy decision-making process. Most medical professionals recommend making at least 8 choices per day. Do you make more than 8? Less? And finally, if you begin to wonder if your choices are actually meaningful and whether you'll ever make a significant contribution to the world, just remember that in the vast infiniteness of space, your thoughts and problems are materially insignificant, and the feeling should subside. At this time, your instructor will guide you in an exercise to test and reinforce the material covered in this video.
Welcome back. You may have noticed that this room has begun to deteriorate as a result of narrative contradiction. But not to worry. Now that you're properly informed on good decision-making, we're going to revisit a choice you made just a few minutes ago and see what the correct thing to do would have been. This way, please.
Also ich finde jetzt nicht unbedingt, dass sich der Raum verschlechtert hat. Sieht doch viel cooler aus als zuvor. Kann ich hier noch irgendwas tun? Nein. Hier ist der Exit. Danger. Danger everywhere. Ach, das ist so cool. Na? Schade, die Tür kann ich nicht schließen. Please, I'm begging. Stop, 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 stop. Shards. More shards. More shards. Und, more shards. Ja, komm.
Now that we know your choices are meaningful, we can't have you jumping off the platform and dying. Imagine the main character dying senselessly halfway through the story. That story would make no sense at all. We just need to get you home as soon as possible before the narrative contradiction gets any worse. Unfortunately, it seems this place is not well equipped to deal with reality.
Stimmt, wir standen ja vorhin einfach auf der Plattform. Den Gedanken hatte ich nicht mal, dass ich da runterspringen könnte. Denn wie ihr schon sagt, es wird einfach keinen Sinn ergeben. So, hier war vorhin doch offen, oder nicht? Moment. Ist das überhaupt derselbe Gang? Der Pausenraum.
Almost there. You'll take the door on the left, back to the correct ending, the story will have resolution once again, and you'll be home free in the real world.
Dann wisst ihr ja schon, was wir jetzt tun.